The essence of physical existence. To understand this profound matter, one does not need to be so much intelligent, or well educated, but rather wise, or at least open-minded. The truth about the essence of physical existence cannot be scientifically proven. Scientific rules, namely, apply to the reality of life, the manifested world as perceived and experienced through life force by living beings. And how the physical reality is manifested in that manner is not how it actually exists, because it is just a manifested effect of its essential condition. And in order to truly understand the physical forces of nature of our universe, one must know their essential condition. The essential condition of physical existence is comparable to a computer game program. While a computer game appears to be a manifestation full of activity on the screen, its essential condition is just an unchanging whole of sentences with different commands and rules. For example, the simple written program of a stopwatch is as follows. Although the programmed sentences remain unchanged, regardless of how long they are observed, the moment the program is run, it manifests activity on the screen. And that principle is quite analog to the physical reality. When a human spirit is able to observe existence completely disconnected from the life force of his body, he could behold the essential condition of physical existence. And so it happened to someone who ended up beyond the life reality, when his body was in a state of being clinically dead for a brief period. And after he was resuscitated, back into his body, reconnected to its life force again, he translated his transcendent observation of the cosmos into intelligible language. This video consists of a fraction of that explanation. The different physical nature forces do not exist separate from each other within the cosmos, but subordinated, or superior, to one another. It is kind of similar to the stopwatch program. The split seconds have a free play in subordination to their seconds. And the seconds, at their turn, have a free play within the boundary of their minutes. It likewise goes for the physical nature forces within our cosmos, in subordination to their fundamental force that manifests itself as gravity. Distinct from the energetic physical forces, the cause of gravity does not really consist of an imagined consideration. Since gravity is just the effect of the fundamental truth of whatever reality, which truth is nothing. Because basically, in the beginning, and even before the beginning, there was nothing. No thing at all. No physical energy, nor space, and therefore neither time lapse. The supreme, spiritual being does not occupy any consideration at all. When the Supreme Being segregates a part of himself, and allows it to occupy a consideration, it is the beginning of the development of a reality. According this principle, the first energetic physical force was imagined in subordination to the fundamental truth regarding nothing. Naturally, this physical energy requires space in order to exist and persist. And so, in subordination to the spaceless truth of nothingness, a reality of energy, space, and time came into existence, from the viewpoint of a spiritual being that was segregated from the ultimate, superior, supreme, spiritual being. From that inferior, subordinated spiritual being, with its belief about the existence of a kind of physical energy, the same systematic process can take place again. But each inferior imagined physical energy, regarding influence, is subordinated to its superior truths. In that way, the first imagined physical energy, with its inherent quality of space, is under the superior influence of the truth of the spaceless nothingness. and that has a constant conflict as result, from the viewpoint of the inferior believe. The result is a pulsing reality, since the superior influence of the spaceless truth reduces the space of the physical energy, at which the physical energy forces its space back to persist. And that goes on repeatedly. In subordination to the belief of this reality, inferior spiritual beings imagined 4 alterations, successively, one after another, applied inferior to its foregoing quality of physical energy. The first, an original physical energy, is called the neutral quality. The second is the nuclear quality. The third is the electric quality. The fourth is the magnetic quality. And the fifth, which is also the last, is the polarized quality. So each later quality of physical energy consists of an imagined alteration, applied to its direct superior quality. And therefore the earlier imagined physical energies have, eventually, a dominating influence on their inferior ones. Because the earlier imagined physical energies concern a superior truth in relation to their inferior imaginations. And therefore the influence of the basic truth of a spaceless nothingness, will eventually always conquer the effect of all imagined physical energies, ultimately resulting in the big crunch of the entire cosmos. The big cosmic crunch is not the end of physical existence, neither was the Big Bang the beginning of it. They are just the most extreme phenomenal effects of the manifested physical reality, as a consequence of the ongoing conflicts between superior truths and inferior imagined considerations of the transcendent, non-local realm. All fractions of physical energies are pulsing, and that even goes for the entire cosmos itself. A big crunch is immediately followed by a big bang. The cosmos inflates till a certain point, at which it implodes, on its way to the next big crunch. An electron particle is the result of the influence of the latest imagined consideration, implying the polarized quality. When an electron becomes neutralized by merging with a positron, it is just the phenomenon by which the influence of the direct superior imagined consideration regarding the magnetic quality conquers. And so it goes for all superior physical energies in relation to their inferior ones. Because these inferior forces are created from their superiors. But with gravity it is different. As explained, different from the physical nature forces, gravity is no visible energy. Therefore the gravitational force cannot be unified with physical energies. If the fundamental truth of the spaceless nothingness were to be regarded as a quality of total density, then empty space would consist of a diluted quality of density. This quality of diluted density is named spativity. The higher the level of spativity, the more the dilution of density, the weaker the gravitational force within the area, and the faster the pass of time occurs in relation to an area with a lower level of spativity. Therefore, the pass of time on, for instance, the Moon, runs faster than on Earth, since the level of spativity within the area of the Moon is higher than that of Earth. With the considerations of the imagined physical forces were included certain levels of spativity. But although there are 5 different determined physical forces, they only go with 2 different levels of spativity. The neutral and the nuclear physical force are imagined with the lower level of spativity, and the electric, magnetic, and polarized with a higher. With this knowledge, the behavior of the cosmos from the start of the Big Bang is better understandable. First, the neutral, together with the nuclear force, with their lower level of spativity, had to be rematerialized first, before the electric, magnetic, and polarized force, with their higher level of spativity, could do so. And that is the cause of the sudden accelerating velocity of inflation that took place not long after the Big Bang. But sometime later there occurred a second accelerated inflation of the cosmos. And that is the indirect effect of the development of black holes. Although black holes reduce the level of spativity within their area, the higher level of spativity is kind of squeezed out of them, causing a wider space far away from them. Black holes collect the lower spativity particles, and expel the higher spativity ones. As a matter of fact, they separate them. So when this is done with all physical particles, the inflation of the cosmos will eventually come to an end. An implosion of it will take place due to the superior influence of the most dominating force as an effect of the fundamental truth of the spaceless nothingness.